share once again, ma'am. You just
I'll stop sharing and I'll share again.
you do it once again.
Okay. Is it visible now?
No, ma'am. No. Are you using the same thing? Are you using the same email ID? Which
Yes, sir. From Gmail only I'm using.
okay. Wait, ma'am. I think it will come. Wait.
Okay, I'm waiting.
No, not able to see.
Not able to see.
Uh,
Is it visible, sir?
no, madam. No. Can you rejoin again?
I will try. I'll just rejoin again.
Okay.
Shall I rejoin my with my CDAC ID, sir?
Yeah, whichever any email ID, ma'am. I think Gmail is working. Let's join with Gmail.
Okay.
Now check it, madam.
Yes, sir. Now I'm able to do that. I have shared my screen, sir. Please tell
Okay.
whether it is visible or not.
Nothing. It is a blank screen when it is appearing. Otherwise, do one thing. You please send it to me, madam. I will display it from here. You please
Please.
send the PPT to me.
Yes, sir, I'm sharing.
Hello, madam, are you sending it to me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm sending it to you. Please check your email, sir.
WhatsApp also you can send.
Okay. Lot of time already we have lost due to all this. I don't know what happened today. I was not able to join.
Hmm.
Share to your WhatsApp also, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, I'm just checking. No, I think there is some issue. Internet
No,
issue.
no, it will come. It will come.
Mail also not come.
Have you received the mails?
Yes. It has come, ma'am. It has come.
Okay. Please open, sir. I'm sorry to all the participants due to the problem that because of that we are already late.
You are able to
By
see, ma'am?
30 minutes. Yes, sir. I can see, sir.
Yeah, please go.
Okay. Sorry to all the participants. Sorry. So actually, sir, you can just move to the first slide after this. Okay, so the topic for today's webinar is guarding against deception, and the basically the concern here is how we can ensure ourselves from the different type of social engineering attacks. How can prevent as an individual, also for the organizational level. So there are different kinds of social engineering attacks, and all of us we are using different platforms, different types of application. So there is a need, there is am I audible? Okay.
Yes, ma'am. You are audible, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, sir. So there is a need to understand the different kinds of social engineering attacks, how they actually they target the end user like us, whoever is actually using the different platforms, and how we can prevent ourselves, how we can protect our assets our data, and what are the different countermeasures available for these kind of attacks. So in this session we will learn about the attacks that causes due to the social engineering applications we use, and the different tactics attackers use by applying the social engineering by themselves, and they make the like us, the individual, the targets. Okay, so we will first explore the attacks and how exactly the social engineering attack works. So can you just go to the next screen, sir? So we need to understand actually the different kinds of safeguard mechanisms so that we can protect our sensitive data, because as a human being, actually here lot of psychological tactics works. Okay, the vulnerabilities is actually exploited by at individual level. The attackers, the hackers, they try to find out the weaknesses, the vulnerabilities within the human, not for the devices or not for the applications, but the target is the human. So they try to find out the vulnerabilities, and they actually they use the different kinds of deception, manipulation. There are number of techniques available, like sometimes they try to influence, sometimes they create some hacking also, they create some programs, scripts, malware. Okay, so that the intention is here to get some sensitive data from the user, from the machine, from the system. Okay, whoever is their target. So the social engineering is actually nothing but the act of manipulating individuals so that the hackers or the intruders, they can perform actions, or they can get the information which are actually sensitive for the individual, also for the organization also. So there are number of tactics available, and these tactics actually are creating lot of risk from the point of view of information security. So I request sir, so please change the slide.
Sorry, ma'am. Sorry.
Okay, okay. So the social engineering attack aims at the deception and fraud. Lot of financial frauds. We will see the different kinds of attack. Actually, they target on us, or whenever I'm trying individual or us, it means the people, the person who are using either mobile phones or using laptop for accessing different kinds of applications. Okay, so like email is also one of the application, or any social media platform or mobile apps, anything where we have our sensitive information. The sensitive information starts with the credential that we have. For example, for the mail based communication, we are using the username and password. For the net banking, we are using the details for that is useful for from the banking aspect. So there are number of sensitive data, private data, individuals data is available. And for machine also, we are trying to protect our machine with the set of username and password. So the purpose is here, by applying the different social engineering attack, they decept, they try to perform the cyber scams, financial frauds, and they exploit the human emotions, and they try to sometimes they actually exploit the trust. Okay, so that they can evade the security. Okay, they can ask some information which we will not actually give if we are not that much vulnerable enough. Okay, or if we are secure as a human being, if we are not exploited by them psychologically to provide these type of data like OTP or password, or in anything that is that can actually become the reason for any kind of fraud or data breach. So if any type of circumstance happens, like wherever people are trying to get some information which is related to your personal data, try to avoid, try to take time, check verify, okay, the source and the reason why this kind of calls or the request you are getting. Okay, so avoid clicking on any suspicious link or the link that you have received from the unknown sources. Try to avoid the opening any attachment if you are not getting from the genuine contact, or try to avoid the providing personal information to anyone. So instead, verifying the legitimacy of the request by contacting the support sender directly. Okay, there is a strong need to just verify and check whether whatever call, email, or any request that you are getting through any application is actually the genuine one or not. Okay, there is a toll free number available, 1930, from the cybercrime.gov.in. Okay, so there are number of ways so that you can make the complaint also. So next slide. Okay, so here just a small overview I would like to share with all of you, that this is the data that I have taken from the one website. It shows that monthly active users of leading social media platforms, and the data is from the 2024 only. And here we can see there are number of applications where in millions, we can see in millions: Facebook, YouTube, WhatsApp, Instagram. These are the most widely used applications to connect with in socially, and a lot of data we share here. And most of the time these applications actually target or exploit the users. Okay, so, and the next slide, sir. Okay, and this one more statistics or distribution of data is given here, that the target is actually not specifically to the one organization or one sector, but here we can see the major target is actually the finance sector, where banking, lot of phishing link, lot of website that are not the genuine websites, malicious links, malicious websites, so that the hackers can perform the financial frauds. So banking is one of the major compromised sectors, and like staffing, recruiting, cryptocurrency is also one of the very popular attack, popular sector, where the hackers try to attack. Payment services, lot of application, digital payment, loan apps available, through which actually they try to create some scams. And lot of dating application also, where a lot of fake profiles, fake information, okay, about the persons who try to connect with you. So credit unions, financial services, computer software, a lot of malicious software, when you download them, when you try to install the trial versions, or the application which are not downloaded from the genuine websites. Okay, you somehow you get trapped into the some malicious activities. So try to be vigilant, try to be aware what is actually what needs to be what kind of attention actually is required whenever you are using any social media platform, or whenever you are using any website or mobile based application. Okay, so actually what kind of attack happens, or how they what kind of impact this type of attacks in different sectors are creating. Most of the time we see that there is a impersonation is one of the biggest, you can see the portion is covered by the impersonation. Fraud is also very the target is also to conduct the fraud. And then there is a data leakage. They try to perform the data breaching. They try to get the credential of the user so that they can use and they can steal the data. And also the physical threats are also there, cyber threats are also there, different types of cyber attack also there for the web based application. So the intention is basically to get the sensitive information by applying the social engineering tactics from the user who are not aware, and if aware also, they know, but somehow by getting exploited in the some psychological or social engineering tactics, they actually share, or they get trapped into this kind of attacks. So one more thing that I would like to share, that in the top social media platforms in India, mostly we are using, Indian people are using Facebook, Insta, WhatsApp, and Twitter, or that is nowadays we know this as X. So whenever you are getting any information, any this type of application we are using, okay, try to be mindful, try to have some try to develop some psychological strong behavior. Okay, don't get influenced by someone, because they can play with your beliefs, they can manipulate your decisions, and they can manipulate your actions, which you were not intended to do in your best of whenever you are mindful. Okay, so the manipulation exploits different kinds of vulnerabilities. Like sometimes they try to exploit your trust, sometimes they try to work on the fear, okay, greed, desire for social acceptance. Okay, so these are the tactics they use. And let's see how they what are the different mechanisms they use. So you can see in this picture: phishing, spear phishing, pretexting, and quid pro quo, tailgating, betting. All these are different kinds. So anybody is having any idea about phishing or pretexting? Any idea? Phishing, I think everyone is aware what we mean by the phishing. Okay, yes, most of the people know. Yes. Okay, so let's just summarize one by one how exactly this kind of attacks work. So phishing, how actually phishing works, or phishing attack works. So attacker use the different they create fake emails, or sometimes website also, they create fake websites, so that they can trick the victims into to get the sensitive information, like the credentials or the financial details, like credit card details. And the email that the victim get, they often appear to come from the a trusted source, or using urgency or alarming messages. These are the psychological traits that they use. They give some urgency in the message, that the user, when they read that particular message, they will think that, okay, I need to just open it, if there is a link available, or if there is a some attachment, okay, they will just try to get that. Because the text that will be part of that email, that will create some urgency, some alarming messages. So the phishing is one of the most popular, I can say, the most popular tactics available, that attackers use. Then the pretexting, how the pretexting works. Okay, so the pretexting is also one of the social engineering attacks. Here the attacker creates a fabricated scenario. Okay, the scenario is not a real one, but they create somehow a fabricated scenario, and they try to convince the victim. Okay, and they actually they create the scenario so much impactful that the user or the victim, they actually get they actually share them some personal information or perform action that they would not normally do. Okay, so for example, what kind of case or scenario we can consider for the pretexting? For example, pretending to be a IT support or customer support. They say that we can help you, okay, but we need your to get the details, we need your access of your login credentials or banking details likewise. Okay, and the next one is betting. Betting is very very popular, like phishing. Here attackers offer something enticing, something lucrative, sometimes free software. They try to say that we can provide for these many days, or completely we can provide this software, or antivirus, free antivirus we can provide. Or sometimes they try to create an offer where they say that we will gift you something, and in exchange of that gift or offer, okay, they ask victims to share their personal information. And often this comes in the form of physical media also. Sometimes betting is actually used or the entry point is the USB drives also, or online downloads also. So these are the tactics that the attackers use so that they can get the some personal information from the users, from their machine also, from their applications also. So the next one is the tailgating. Tailgating is also one of the very popular social engineering attack, where the physical form of social engineering, not the psychological or behavioral type of thing, but the physical form of social engineering, where someone tries to enter into the restricted area, and they try to gain the trust of the person or the people, and they actually make them believe, the victim, they make them believe that they are supposed to be here. For example, they will say that, let's say for in CDAC, they someone come and they will say they forgot their ID card or some information that was required to communicate with them. So they will try to manage with their behavior, with the communication skills they have. Okay, and they will enter into your premises, in your office, in your in your space. Okay, and they will try to steal, they will try to observe what kind of things, or what kind of environment, what kind of infrastructure you are having. So this is something which is related to the physical form of social engineering. The next one is quid pro quo. Okay, this one is very much similar to the betting, but what is the different here is the attacker offers a service. They will say that we will do this service, or they say that we will give you some kind of benefit, some you can say 15%, 20% off. Okay, and in exchange of that, they will ask some sensitive information. For example, let's say pretending to be a technical support, again here offering to there is a YouTube channel, they have shown different organizations in India only, that they are working as a customer care support, and actually they are hacking lot of data from the US people, from the people from not only from the Indian origin people, but from the from the other countries. Okay, they are using the fake accent also, so that they say that we will help you for your finance related things, for other for your health related issues, and in exchange of that they get some login credential, and also some financial details they try to get from the victims. And the next one is, that is also one of the phishing only, but here the phishing is not from the text, but by using the voice. Okay, so sometimes if you get some phone calls, okay, where someone tries to impersonate the legitimate source, like they will say that I'm from the bank or the from government agency, and somehow they will try to trick the victim. Okay, and they will try to get the data from the victim, which are very personal data, the data which is related to their financial detail. Okay, so by phishing we have seen, by using the email as a source, or as an entry point. And here phishing only, they're trying to get into to get the data only, but the mode is not the text, the mode is the voice. And the next thing that we would like to discuss here is, sir, please, next slide. Spear phishing, this is also one. Phishing is actually astonishing, lot of variations of phishing are there. And the categories of these kind of attacks actually differ from the source that they use. Okay, so like spear phishing, a more targeted form of phishing is called spear phishing, where the attackers tailor their message, they create a message, okay, for the specific individual, not for the not flooded messages for the 100 or 1,000 people, but they target few people. They know how exactly how exactly they can actually trap the particular person or the employee. So they create the message to a specific individual or a specific organization, because they have the information, they have gathered the information through the reconnaissance about the organization or about the target individual. And then impersonation is there. Impersonation is actually, as we have seen in the graph also, This is very one of the very popular social engineering tactics, where attackers may impersonate the co-workers, superiors, or trusted contacts, or few examples are given here. And somehow they convince the victim to divulge sensitive information or get some unauthorized actions from the end user. So there are different kinds of social engineering attack. These are the attack actually used by the basically there are different variations available, but these are the main attacks that actually we can categorize them as the social engineering attacks. Next, sir. So when I say that there are deception techniques, there is a framework. So how exactly that, what are the inputs to create that manipulation, to create the social engineering attack? What are the parameters the attackers use? They actually use the psychological weaknesses. They exploit the trust, they exploit the curiosity, the fear within the victim, the urgency they create, how the victim behaves when these type of things are actually given to the user. So the basically there is a exploitation, where attackers pretend to be someone trustworthy, like they will say they are from the IT support, or their boss sometimes mimic their voice, like wishing, by using the wishing. So the trust exploitation is one of the human manipulation method that is used within the social engineering deception. Then there is a fear and urgency. How? Like there will be a message, your account has been compromised, click here immediately. And instead of realizing from where we are getting, whether really it is compromised or not, we just uh, get indulge ourselves in some panic, clicking on some link and create ourselves panic into that particular situation. And then like curiosity, sometimes we get emails, messages, SMS, where we the text says click to claim your free prize. There nothing is free in this world. Okay, so curiosity and greed, we can say the greed to get some reward, to get some gift, to get something in free. Okay, and these are actually the social engineering tactics, deception methods used by the attacker. And then authority, sometimes attackers actually they pose a law enforcement agency, like there is a digital arrest, one of the very very popular cyber crime nowadays, where people call to the victims and they say that they just give the information, you can say the information that there is some account in your name and this much money has been deposited, or they will say that there is some packet that we have received, and they will tell your personal data about your family, about you, and they will say so you are something you are related to human trafficking, or something related to the drug trafficking. Okay, so somehow they will target you, and they will ask you to connect with some Skype or any other application, and they appear you as a someone from the law enforcement agency working in the IB or CBI, and they collect the financial information and they get your money from you by you exploiting your fear or your trust. Okay, so these are the human manipulation method in the social engineering, how they become the social to you and get the data and the money from you. Okay, and the next one is about the social engineering attacks. Like I said, sir, please next slide. So in phishing attacks, just like to summarize that in these categories also we have email phishing, spear phishing, wishing, and smishing. In pretexting, there are number of fake scenarios where false situation is steal information pretending to be someone who is trying to help you. Okay, and instead of helping you, they get some personal information. And then there are just summarizing few of the categorization of social engineering, so that you can connect with the human manipulation method that we have just discussed. Okay, so the voice phishing, where the phone where attacker pretends to be someone from the trustworthy, from the bank or from the government, and they say they try to be as much genuine as possible. Okay, and they use this human manipulation method only to get your data by the phishing, by the pretexting. Okay, so actually the social engineering attack, uh, to prevent ourselves, to safeguard ourselves, to ensure that there is a safety from this kind of attack, we need to make strong ourselves also. We need to make to work on our vulnerabilities also as a human being. Okay, not to get into this fear, not to get into this urgency or something which tricks, and we lost the data, we lost the money. Next, sir. So physical social engineering, like I discussed, tailgating is there, betting is there, where you can see the USB drops, leaving infected USB drives or enticing media so that you can get the so that they can give you some running malware into your machine, infect your machine itself. Okay, and in impersonation they use the trust, the human manipulation method that is implied in the impersonation is the trust of the victim. In the impersonation, the human manipulation that is used, the social engineering tactic that is used is the authority. Like they will try to present themselves as an enforcement people or the executive. And in quid pro quo attacks, the manipulation technique is something in return. They will say that we will give you this service, and in return you have to give us this thing. So always in the social engineering attack cycle, there are number of steps involved. It always starts with the information gathering. Okay, because they need to know to whom they should target and how they should target. Okay, so they try to get some information about the victim or the target that they want to attack. They try to create some type of relationship. Okay, so that they can exploit the data. The data exploitation will be always the part of the social engineering, not always the money, but the data that is related to the login credentials, some sensitive files, anything that can be used, okay, by the attackers. And then the execution is there, is a part. And also there is a post exploitation also that we will discuss in the next slide. So actually what happens in the social engineering attack cycle is, so next slide, we can see here one by one. The first, sorry, yes sir. So in the first thing where the attackers try to get the in attack phase is the information gathering. How they get the information about you. Okay, so they identify the potential target. How? So they try to search your online profiles, the information that is available in social media. Okay, sometimes they try to get the organizational hierarchies, the data that they can get from for any organization. Okay, tailoring messages based on the gathered information. And once they have this data, they create the message, okay, for the selected target. Okay, and the next step is, like I said, the relationship is there. Somehow they try to create a relationship. How they will stabilize a relationship with the victim. So they will create some engagement and hooking mechanisms. They will craft, they will send messages, they will interact with the target. Somehow they will find the method, the techniques by using some psychological triggers within the message. The message will have some urgency, authority, trust, anything that will be suitable for the victim. Okay, and they will try to engage with the victim, they will try to connect with the victim. Okay, and then once they are able to engage, then once they are able to create the relationship with the victim, okay, they will now execute the social engineering attack, because victim follows through the attacker's request. If you are going to if you are entertaining the attacker's request, if you are giving the login credential to a fake website, okay, providing sensitive information to while calling to someone through the phone, or by talking to the someone, okay, in video call. So these are the techniques used for the execution. Sometimes phone, sometimes the messages through the SMS, by wishing, by phishing, by email, by attachments. For sometimes there will be some attachment, and this attachment includes what? This attachment includes the malware. Once you download it and install it, okay, there will be some malicious activity will run, some spyware or something that will run in, that can affect your machine, or that can gather the data, and that can be somehow that can actually damage or steal the data from your machine. So once they are able to execute, they will exploit, they will use the compromises information further also, not for the one time, because the main intention or the main objective of these type of attacks are to gain, to get some financial gain, okay, to disrupt something, okay, to get the access of the machine or the people's data. So they will actually they will continue the attack. If once you are fallen victim, okay, they know your vulnerabilities, they know their the weakness, and some, if they have actually they try to work the same type of technique to other people also, or in your family also. So the post exploitation, what we can say in that social engineering attack cycle is, this is also one of the thing that we should know is that sometimes attacker actually they delete the evidence also, they close the communication also, so that if there is some complaint, if you try to report the incident, okay, and uh, the law enforcement agency, the forensic people, they will not be able to get the data, the traces of the cyber crime or the cyber attack. So they delete evidences, they close the communication through which actually they got the data from you, or they or leave unnoticed, or sometimes they actually use different types of techniques so that they can avoid the you can say the creation of the digital evidences, okay, evading the information from the victim machine, or from the target machine. So the whoever is the victim, okay, it is not specifically the attackers, they don't work on a particular individual or a particular person. Sometimes they actually target the high level government officials, executives, okay. So for information, to get the information regarding a particular organization, for like someone who is working in the ministry, or MHA, or army or defense, okay, so they somehow they try to communicate with them. Social engineering, that honey traps are also you must have having the some information about this type of attacks, where they actually target not they target the high level people like executive, government officials. Sometimes the attackers try to make victims to the regular employees working within a government simple organizations like e-governances or hospitals or something like that, okay. Commonly through the mass phishing attacks or impersonation, that is also sufficient for them. And sometimes they target to the IT and security teams also, the people who are working to strengthen the organization's IT and security, okay. So how they create victims to them, so they use pretexting, they create a fake scenario. They pose, sometimes they pose as a third party support, and they will say that we will provide you this type of services, but instead of providing some services or some help or some support, they gain the excesses of the system. And once they know the infrastructure, once they know the vulnerabilities within the infrastructure, they will be able to exploit also that. So that the target will can differ, and based on the target they can use the different types of attacks. So what exactly what we can do, what the first and foremost thing is, like today we are having one webinar. So the most important thing is that everyone, not only the employee within the organization, but for government organization, for a private or in IT sector, non IT sector, everywhere. Okay, the mm, the organizational level training awareness should be given, that how we can actually recognize any phishing email. If there is any attachment associated with that email, we should be able to um, actually we should be able to detect that there are a lot of fish labs, there fish tank, there are a lot of virus total, malware bytes, malware bazaar. There are a lot of URLs, APIs are available, websites are available, where we can just copy and paste the URL with whatever what we think that is coming from the suspicious source. We can just check whether it is and verify whether it is a genuine URL or whether it is a phishing link. So there are a number of ways available through that we can create awareness through the training programs, and we can give them the information that yes, there are phishing attack, but there are ways to protect ourselves. We can check that the link is the genuine one or malicious one. And very important thing is always use multi-factor authentication. If everyone should use multi-factor authentication for any type of application, because when you use more than one authentication mechanism, you add more secure, you add a layer of security in your accessing of data. Okay, and this reduces the risk of unauthorized access, because once you, for example, if you are using Gmail, also try to connect with your device, so that you can just confirm whether and lot of in everywhere try to use multi-factor authentication, because it will create a robust security. Okay, it will help to protect your login credentials. And in any organization, there should be a policies and procedures about about implementing that, what needs to be done and what needs to be avoided, so that we can create a secure infrastructure, so that we can secure environment within our organization, whether it is a school, college, or even in our household, also in our family also. If we are using because parents are using laptops, kids are also using laptops, kids are using the parents phones. Okay, so everybody is using in any household, there are number of digital devices, number of USBs. So there should be a policies and procedures, not only in the organization level but in the homes also. What should be the accessible to whom? There should be always a granting access, there should be always a rule, there should be always or always a set of procedures responding to security. And so if something happens, always complain it. If there's something happens within your organization to you, okay, always there is a cybercrime.gov.in is there. Report the incident. Okay, don't share sensitive information. And if we are aware, we should share that same thing to our family also, to our friends also, to our colleagues also. And if anything happens, okay, always incident that report, always file a complaint. Okay, everywhere there is a cybercrime cell, the website is also there. And then deception techniques, like I said, for the manipulation, again and again I'm just revising these things, so that we can make awareness that don't fall into these type of traps. Don't go for any fake news, rumors, manipulated information, fake reviews, spamming, phishing emails, because this will actually target to manipulate your information. Don't accept any fake profile in your Facebook, because these are the result of the identity theft. So always try to check any fake profile, because there are a lot of profile clonings, compromised accounts are there. Always people are using, attackers are using, creating a false impression of popularity or support. Fake reviews, crowd turfing is there, so avoid that also. And the next, so there are number of human targeted attacks are there, human emotion, like they try to pursue you, impersonate you, tailgating you, piggy banking you, dumpster diving is there. If you are using number of pen drives also, or if you are having the old machine also, or if something you have dumped some digital device where you're having the data, then also be careful. Try to delete the data, try to just wipe the data. So if it was useful to you, and take the backup. Okay, just don't throw your devices where you are having some data, personal data. And then there are a lot of brand theft also, where people are imitating a trusted brand to steal your information. They are creating something like that. Okay, and they are enticing you that they will sell items, products similar to them in a less amount, or they will give you some offer. So don't try to fall into that. Don't try to fall into the wishing phone calls. Okay, and always try to create this work on this training, try to attend as much as training, awareness training as possible. So these are the things that we can do. We can just share the and create the policies, practices within organization, so that we can defend ourselves from these kind of social engineering attacks. So I would like to just conclude my session, because I have given that information, like what we can do as an organization. Like we can have firewall, some security mechanism that we can have. We can introduce intrusion detection system, antivirus, email filtering, web filtering, employee monitoring. All this we can do so that we can protect our organization, our employees, from this type of social engineering attacks. We can use spam filters, because spam filters ignores all the email messages that are coming from the unverified sender, where the sender's verification, sender's identity is not clear. Okay, avoid opening any suspicious attachment. So always try to use the encrypted communication. Always try to utilize the encryption tools, protocols. Okay, and always try to use the secure email protocols. So by using a secure communication infrastructure, by using a secure technological measures within your organization, by using the uh, by spreading the awareness within your organization, family, friends, and colleagues, you can actually at least prevent, safeguard, or you can apply the safety measures against these social engineering deception techniques. And also very important, that is password and data management. Always create unique password, always create a strong password. Okay, don't create password that is stores your name, your family member's name, or your date of birth, something like that. Okay, always change your password frequently or regularly change your passwords. Okay, and robust password management practices, any organization, individual, they should apply, so that they can at least reduce this kind of attacks possibilities. And all organization perspective, they should always try to work on the security audits. They should always try to work on the vulnerability assessment, penetration testings, user behavior analytics. They should know how actually their people, they behave in a certain environment. Okay, so these are the things that can help to create the cybersecurity strategy to prevent ourselves from the from the social engineering attacks. So always take backups, always be very vigilant, be very aware while using the social media applications. Okay, and within our organization also, there should be a strict rule what should be open and what should be not accessible to the user. Something which is not actually which should not be open, that should be restricted. Okay, because the information of the person who is working in your organization, whether it is a government or private organization. Okay, the data within the organization, the data is very very sensitive, personal. So always need to protect the social media users within the organization. Always we should try to create the backups. So something like in email, if by phishing, if we get some ransomware attacks, we should have the backups, so that we can at least at least work after the attack also. Okay, so there are number of ways, number of techniques available, so that we can counter this social engineering attack. Whatever I have discussed, the things are listed here also in this diagram, in this image. Like, always use a secure website, conduct penetration testing, latest security patches if you are using web browser or any application. Okay, update always the application. And also use the from the organization perspective, firewall, antivirus, intrusion detection systems. Okay, and always verify identity and legitimacy of any email, text, or any call that you receive on in your digital devices. Enable anti-spam filters, implement multi-factor authentication, and always, first and foremost, stay informed about all the social engineering attacks, so that you can prevent yourself. So the sign are also here, because we have lost lot of time due to the connection issues. Okay, so like, what are the signs, how you will recognize that this is something which is actually a social engineering attack? So whenever you will get some social engineering attacks to you, you will always feel there is a some urgency is there. Okay, for example, they will say that only within this minute, or this much time you have. Okay, if you give your details, you will get this thing. Okay, so there will be some time will be associated, there will be related to the some offer or some service. Okay, so to protect yourself, take time. At least as the research that I have read, they said that wait 90 seconds to respond to this urgency, false urgency messages. Take time before responding, think, verify. There, as I said, for the link, for the attachment, for the files, virus total, lot of application who is the for the websites also, lot of application for social there are social searcher. There is a one website available where you can find the details of any person, if you know the name or email address in from the file, from the 6 different social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X. So if they have any post, if they have any image, if they have tagged in any post, so there are number of ways through a lot of OSINTs. There, use human intelligence, use social intelligence, and somehow you can protect. You will be able to protect yourself. Intrusive question, always there will be these are the signs. Okay, so always there will be some intrusive question. Like, for example, they can either through the number of question asked or the type of question. For example, a salesperson, you don't know, might ask question about where data is stored, what security you have. So they will ask the questions, and the questions can lead to actually something. After few questions, you will actually give them the answer that the way they want. Okay, so don't try to be that much responsive. Okay, use what needs to be answered, and what needs to be given as an answer. Also, if the question are about your password or memorable answers, so these are the red flags. We talk about red flags, green flags, the warnings are there. Okay, so avoid these things. A control to protect against this is always there, right? And sometimes a clear sign is an absence of specific and reliable information on who makes the request. You don't know from where, from whom you are getting the request, but you just read the mail or SMS, and just you try to communicate with the person. So be aware from where you are getting, who, what is the what is the reason of that communication. Okay, so just try to verify the information. Okay, don't respond or don't communicate with the person to whom you don't know, you don't have any information about their identity. Sometimes in Facebook or in WhatsApp you get messages that you can earn within these many days these many lakhs, or they will create some video clips. They will tell you about the financial statistics about their organization, that they are doing this and they are making this much money. But you don't know exactly how, by just seeing the videos, the clips, the fake information that they are providing, because they want to associate with you, they will ask some money so that they can associate in their business. So don't rely on any person who is not actually known to you on any social media platform. Don't make don't get your trust exploited. Then bogus contact details, just check if you are getting any calls, okay, from unknown numbers. Okay, just personal number, don't provide your personal numbers. Don't try to use or share, don't try to give the details to the someone who is not very much known to you. Okay, so and there are number of people who are using the fake contacts and then incorrect personal details. Okay, people create fake profiles, they create the fake identities. So don't get indulged into this kind of incorrect personal details. Okay, in emails also you get some emails where they try to uh, give you some false information about themselves. So always think, try to verify if it is possible through any technical means, and if you are satisfied enough that it is a genuine one, then only communicate or respond. So thank you to all of you, thank you to all of you for your patience, because I don't know why, but there was a lot of problem while connecting to this webinar. So sorry for that, sorry to all of you for that. And if you have any query, any question, please ask. I'll try to answer.
Please keep it in the chat area so that we'll try to respond if there are any queries.
Okay.